Dana White is no longer in charge of UFC matchmaking or contract negotiation responsibilities, and it was confirmed in the UFC antitrust lawsuit that it has been for quite some time. So, with that being said, who is now in charge, and what are some of these fights that caused me to make this video? Because this all came out around early February, right? And I wasn't gonna make a video on this until some of these new fights dropped, and I'm like, what the hell is this, right? What the hell is this? And I didn't even include Burns versus Malat. I don't even want to talk about that fight as a main event. So, who was in charge? Hunter Campbell is now the head of matchmaking and does most of the contract negotiation. So let's see what Hunter Campbell has been cooking up for us. Michael Page versus Sam Patterson. They removed Michael Page from the middleweight rankings where he was higher than welterweight, and he even said he wants to keep competing at middleweight. So they said, hell no. Hell no. You don't get that opportunity. Send his ass back down to welterweight and give him an unranked contender, a dangerous unranked contender. Like, what is this type of matchup? Michael Page is a very well-known name, a star even in the UFC. Very entertaining fight style. You want him in these big matchups. You want him in these big fights. Imagine Michael Page versus Leon Edwards, right? Or a Michael Page versus Robert Whittaker. Like, these are the fights we want to see. And instead, you're giving him to Sam Patterson. Like, I get it. Sam Patterson deserves a ranked opponent, but it does not have to be Michael Page. Like, it could have been any other welterweight contender. I would have preferred Sam Patterson versus Gilbert Burns instead of Mike Malott, right? I feel like he's more deserving. But whatever. This isn't even the worst of it. This is a pretty like how do you even come up with this matchup? Like, surely, like, there are people in the room disagreeing with this. No? I don't understand it. So many better matchups could have been made for both fighters. I mean, look, great opportunity for Sam Patterson. Get yourself out there. You get a finish here. You now have a name. You now have a name, and you're also in the rankings. So, I mean, I guess there's benefit for him. But for Michael Page, like, what do you gain from this? I guess you're still on the London card, right? But what do you even gain from this? I'm like, there's no benefits. There's no benefit here. He doesn't even know what's going on. Michael Page has openly spoken out about this matchup, and he doesn't even know what's going on in the UFC. I believe even before this match was made, he was trying to get a fight. And I get if Michael Page is pushing to get a fight, you want to give him a fight, so you just give him a random guy. But, like, come on. You could have given him someone better. There are people that aren't booked. There are people that can be in camp and be ready for this London card. I don't know. Kind of weird to me. Let's move on to the next fight. Israel Adesanya versus Joe Pyfer. Now, honestly, at the point of Izzy's career that we're at, this makes more sense than the MVP versus Sam Patterson fight, in my opinion. Joe Pyfer has a decent name on him. Brutal finisher. And obviously they're trying to build him as a prospect. They want him to be Izzy and enter that top 6 to 7 range. So, I mean, I get it on that end. But then again, this is Israel Adesanya, and he hasn't looked bad in his last few fights. I get it. He got caught by Imavov, right? Before that, great fight against Dricus. Great fight against Dricus. He looked really good in that fight. He was winning up until the finish. But, man. And before that, obviously, the Sean Strickland fight. But people forget, man. This guy slept Alex Pereira. Like, Adesanya is still one of those guys you want in big fights. And it doesn't even have to be a huge step down in competition, right? I would still pick him over guys like Kyle Braulio or Reigner the Ritter. Ooh, actually, maybe a discussion for another time. But I feel like the matchup that was right there and very easy to make, Israel Adesanya versus Brendan Allen. A top, I think Brendan Allen's ranked number 4 right now. So maybe you don't want to give Izzy a guy above him, especially coming off a three fight losing streak. But I don't know, man. Something about this matchup just rubs me the wrong way. Um, it's cool. It's an entertaining fight, so I'm gonna watch it, obviously. But man, I feel like Israel Adesanya should be in bigger fights. Like, fuck it, move him up to light heavyweight, right? Like, let him fight some of those guys up there. He's not gonna get a belt anytime soon, or no, he's not gonna get a belt ever again. So put him in these fun fights. Put him in the fights that people will look back on and be like, "Damn, that was a good fight. Two legends going at it." Put him in these legendary fights. I don't know why. Like, there are more ways to build Joe Pyfer than a guy like Israel Adesanya, in my opinion. But whatever, man. Moving on. Renato Moicano versus Chris Duncan. Why? Right? If you're gonna build someone into the rankings, surely you do Esteban Ribovics. Unless Moicano was just ducking, right? That's the only thing I can think of. But Chris Duncan, like, I'm not saying he doesn't deserve ranked opposition right now, but top 10, and when there are better options available, like if you can force Michael Page to stay in a lower weight class and take on Sam Patterson, surely you can convince Money Moicano with a few bones to take on Esteban Ribovics, who is a very entertaining fighter, and in my opinion has a way more potential than Chris Duncan. I get it. Chris Duncan's a bruiser. He's a brawler. He likes to get in and scrap. He's always in wars. But so is Esteban Ribovics. And he's better. He's technical. He has potential. He could really be a top 5, top 10 guy in this division. So why are we pushing Chris Duncan? And for Moicano, man, like, he had the Brian Ortega matchup, which I thought was great. I thought it was fun. The rematch, cool. Cool. Two grapplers. We know what happened the first time. I think Moicano would probably be favored in this fight. But this is the replacement when Esteban Ribovics is calling for it. And even if it wasn't Esteban Ribovics, the lightweight division is so fun and has so many great fighters that you could find some. So I don't know, man. That's the video though. Hunter Campbell, lock the fuck in, or Dana White, sit back in your big ass chair and start making fights again, because this shit is starting to get crazy, right? It's starting to get out of hand. I don't want, and hey, motherfucker, when Burns versus Malott comes on the screen, I might just go to the bathroom. That might just be it for me, right? So yeah, purely because it's a main event too. But yeah, anyways, y'all, those are my thoughts for today. I'll see y'all later.